everyone, this is Rae Moses for Tres Jolie Kit Club, and in this video I'm sharing a canvas that I made using some items from the July Mixed Media Kit. I'm using some of the gesso and the mica powder and gum arabic, all of the media that's in there, and also some of the metal embellishments. And from my stash I've got some chipboard and some other metals, and I'm using the canvas, which is also mine. So I start out with using heavy body gel to adhere all of these things to the canvas. And this needs to dry completely before you go to the next step. So I'm just doing this, and I fast forward because I think that you all know how to do this. It's just a basic collage. And I'm adding some of those things underneath that clock there, just to give it some added dimension. And I have some of those gears sticking out on all of the sides except for the bottom because it can sit. It's one of those thick canvases. It's like a little box. This is going to need to dry completely. So after it's dry, I add some of the white gesso that came in the kit. This is the Prima Heavy Gesso. And I just take my time with this, and I get into all the nooks and crannies, and I spent pretty much all day doing this. I just, whenever it would dry, I went ahead and added another coat. I think I added maybe 3 or 4 coats. And that's what it looks like after 3 or 4 coats. And next I add the mica powders. So I used the violet and the blue, and I mixed it with the gum arabic, which is a binder which will make the micas permanent after they dry. And it takes a lot of stirring to get the gum arabic and the mica powders completely dissolved. So you just have to be patient and keep stirring. And you can make these as translucent or as opaque as you'd like. I added kind of a medium amount of water. You can always add more if it's not translucent enough for you. And if it is too translucent, you can let it sit so the water will evaporate. Maybe do that for a couple of hours if it's too much. Or you can add more mica powder. So I'm just going back and forth with both of those colors of the micas. And then I add water to it with a spray bottle because you can just get into the little nooks and crannies. And I just keep doing this over and over, adding some paper towels to kind of pick up some of that extra, and then dry it with a heat gun, just giving it some layers. Then I went back in with some of the dried mica just to give it some darker color. And I went back in with the purple, added some water, and then just a tiny bit of the pink, just for a little bit of accent there. And once it was dry, I decided to add some of the Prima wax paste, and I used old silver. I'm just highlighting some of the areas, not all of them. Next I added some black microbeads. It just gives a little bit of texture. And I used some 3D gloss gel to do that just with a paintbrush. There are many ways to do this. but this is my favorite way to do it. And then to finish up, I added some splatters. I used some of the mica mixture. And I dried in between the different colors. And then I went ahead and added some India ink in black and white. First I use the white, and then I dry that, and I add the black. And I dry it, and then it's done. So thanks for watching. Be sure to go to TresJolieKits.com and subscribe if you haven't already. We have tons of great kits. And go to our Facebook page. We also have an online community called the Tres Jolie Cafe. So go ahead and check that out. Thanks for watching.